The one thing we are not talking enough about in America is ageism. We love making fun of 70-year-olds who don't know how to use TikTok. Meanwhile, those fuckers understand life.
There's a lot of wisdom.
There's a lot of wisdom.
A lot of wisdom.
And so the reason I brought that up is you want to get happier? Go hang out with 90-year-olds and really listen to what they talk about. You'll realize real fast, most things mean nothing. And once you realize most things mean nothing, losing a deal means nothing. I could talk about what I think you should be doing from a content standpoint, because the reality is, I promise you, the number one variable of growing your business in this room that is practical, achievable, doable, is how serious you take making content on the internet. No matter what anybody in this room says to me of why no, because they've never started and they have an ideology, or because they've made 45 posts on Instagram and haven't sold anything yet. But it's about doing it right? When people hear me say you should be doing LinkedIn, how many people here are in the commercial side or are thinking from a B2B standpoint more than a B2C standpoint? Until you start making dozens of videos, pictures, and written articles a week, you will continue to leave an extraordinary amount of money on the table. Because let me promise you one thing about actual kindness if you're confused by the definition. Actual kindness means giving without expectation. And I believe in business, what is very clear to me is people think kindness and they use kindness, but what it really is a slight version of manipulation. You're doing something with thinking something else is gonna happen. You're referring because you think you're gonna, and it's all good. It's nice to maybe think, but don't confuse that with kindness. That's called strategy. Don't say you're kind. Say you're throwing out reels and trying to hope it returns. Own what it actually is. That was me for 2 years. So I hated it the first year or two. And then finally, at 16, I was allowed to go upstairs. And something changed my life. I was stocking shelves and somebody walked in and he asked for Caymus Cabernet. And I said, we don't have it. And it's a long time ago, but somehow I was like, why did you want that so bad? Because he was disappointed or something. And he said, oh, I collect wine. And that was it. That one sentence. We have NFTs right now. Some of you who follow me know what I'm doing there. Anybody sitting in the middle will not make any money for sitting in the middle. There's no reason for a processing fee. These are non-custodial situations. There's no need for a bank fee. Things are changing, my friends. And whether you like it or not, it will change. How you do that can be totally different. You don't need to be over the top or curse like me. You need to be you. I'm me, you be you. But what you need to do is start producing content to educate people on who you are. If you're uncomfortable with the way you look and you don't want to be on video, then do audio and do a podcast. If you're not sure that you can handle the camera, then write on LinkedIn or Facebook. Until you start making dozens of videos, pictures, and written articles a week, you will continue to leave an extraordinary amount of money on the table. The other part is very different. It is so nice to be here. I think people are incredibly confused when it comes to business. I think people think that money motivates people. And of course it does. Until it doesn't. Thank you. I think people think that fear is a good way to go about things.
I think it's safe to say that in your 20 minutes, you dropped quite a few great bombs.
If you want to sell things, it's a good idea to make it easier for people to buy from you. And so the innovation is the mindset. I know what's happening with the 20-year-olds that everybody makes fun of who are picking up incredible market share from a lot of you because they're actually being seen on social. They may not know the fucking business yet. And you love making fun of them for that. I got bad news for you. That they'll figure out. Everybody made fun of the Kardashians until they didn't. This is the beginning of the end.
So,
And what success leads to is judgment of what's coming up. I always say that no rich kid can beat an immigrant. It's a very narrow part of this story I'm telling. My problem is when you become a hypocrite. I've never had a moment in my life where I've thought I was better than somebody else. In my life. Ever.